Good morning, you YouTubes. Here's a couple of builds which are going to jump ahead of the winter build. You might have detected through your keen senses of awareness that I've become a bit of a Tony Nijhuis fangirl, and you'll have seen the video of the third balsa build that jumped in front of the winter balsa build, and that was the Keelcraft / vintage model company Eaglet 24-inch wingspan. Flies beautifully, fulfills its brief perfectly. But anyway, here's the next two builds. It's Tony Nijhuis's introduction with his dogfight doubles. Now, I started out building the Mosquito dogfight double, and had a pretty enjoyable overall experience. So I'm going to repeat it again. Went on to eBay and picked up a couple of RC&E magazines from back in the day. August 2002 is when these were published, and the one on the left was the part one, the one on the right part two of the builds of Tony Nijhuis's Spitfire and Me109 dogfight double. Now, let's move this one out of the way, because this is the one that has the lovely planage in it. And I'm going to build both of those models. I've popped along to Slack, got the wood packs. Well, they don't exist. I'm not sure how many of these have been built in recent times, but I'm now fully equipped with all the wood and bits and bobs, and also all the electronics. Now, you know me, I'm a bit of a radio control modelling womble, and if you don't know what the wombles are, Google the Wombles. It was a kids show back in the 1970s, which I loved the Wombles. And their premise was that they roamed around Wimbledon Common in London, making use of the things that other people throw away. Well, I'm also the person that throws away and the person that uses, because I've completely disassembled in preparation my ex-flanker tanker Hobby King Hawker Hurricane. Sorry, Martin, that model's bitten the dust, but it will live on, as your big Lancaster did into several other models. Yeah, so one Hurricane down. I'm going to start with the Messerschmitt, and I'm going to fly that one. And I'm going to build the Spitfire for Alan. And for his one, I'm going to disassemble my other Hobby King Hurricane, which has only got about 10 flights on it, which might seem a bit of a sin to you, but nah, I'm never really going to fly it. Looking forward to doing these jobs, building these new models. That's the brief, that's the outline. Let's see how it all pans out with the build and then eventually the flying. Anyway, YouTube, looking forward to it. Let's get stuck in. Here we go. Okay, YouTube, how much can be salvaged from such wanton or seemingly wanton destruction? Obviously, this motor goes into the Tony Nijhuis Messerschmitt. Now, from Stanley to Fritz, he's going to change sides. He's going to be the pilot in the Tony Nijhuis Messerschmitt. A useful motor mount, which will probably go into the Messerschmitt in some form or other. An antenna made of plastic, right scale for these models, fantastic. What else we got? Oh yes, look, we got a nice tail wheel. Now I used one of these. What else have we got? We've got port and starboard servos with all the lovely push rod goodness on, which I will use all these push rods again. My favourite fruit, the Hobby King elevator and rudder servos in their little plywood seat, which is good. All these lovely push rods and fittings, blah, 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 blah. And crucially, things like the 20 amp ESC and the stabilizer on its plate. So all I've got to do is make sure I mount that over the CG, or the actual stabilizer itself over the CG, and keep the plate flat, and it should work. But I will find that out when I've built the model and I test fly it. If it doesn't work, out it comes, and in will go a Spectrum AR 631. So from all that wanton destruction, there is an absolute cornucopia of useful parts and goodness. There you go. Let's crack on.